Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will show you how to build a REST API using Express.js. This is perfect for backend beginners. So, we'll focus on get and post request to fetch the data and create a data. So, let's dive into it. First of all, to start, I'm going to create a new folder called as Express REST API, and I'm going to open it using VS Code. Next, I'm gonna initialize the package.json using the command npm init space -y. Afterwards, I'm gonna install Express. Yeah, it's installed. So next, I'm gonna create a folder called server.js. Here, what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna import the const express. Import the express. Next, I'm gonna create a app instance for the express. Next, I'm going to see if it is working or not. So to check at which port we want this, first I'm going to declare the port to 3000. Next, I'm going to listen it if it is working or not. Listen port. See if I go for a browser and I click localhost 3000, it's going to give site cannot be reached. Now if I run npm, sorry, npm node server.js, it is showing running in server is running at port 3000. So if I go back and refresh it, so it's working. We cannot get anything because I didn't provide anything in the get route, so it's working. Now if I make some changes here, I have to stop the port here and I have to run it again. So I don't want to do that. For that there is a package called nodemon, npm I nodemon, and I'm going to save it as a dev dependency. So think save as dev. So it's gonna install the nodemon. As you can see, this nodemon is installed. Now if you get an error here, now if I type nodemon server.js, it's working for me. If you get an error here, what you have to do is just type npm I for global nodemon. It's going to install the nodemon globally, so it will not give an error. Now just gonna run nodemon server. If I just change anything here, like in the port number, I will just type something, and if I save, it's gonna automatically rerun the node server.js. So I don't want to do it manually again and again. So that's for nodemon. Next, I'm gonna of express for parsing the incoming JSON data. Let me tell you how to do is that app dot use express.json. This is gonna parse the data which is coming from the request. Next, now I'm gonna show you how to create a get route to fetch all the data. First, I'm gonna create a dummy array const. Let me create in the upper section. Const items is equals to. Now this is our dummy array. Now if I will go for I will create a get route now of items, because since I'm using items, I'm gonna give the name as items. It is not necessary to give this as items only. If you give anything, it's gonna work, not an issue. Now I'm gonna give the response as JSON items. I'm gonna respond with the items. Now if I save it and go for the backend and I go for the route, whatever route I'm using, that is items, I'm gonna get all the data here. So this is how you can create the get request in Express. Now instead of going here and doing that, we can do directly in the VS Code only. For that there is an extension called Thunder client. Just type Thunder, is gonna give this one. See, it's a lightweight REST API client. So install it, that's it. Then go for Thunder client, this symbol, and create a new request. Here, since I am using get, I want this one. Now I'm just copy this and paste it here, and I'm gonna set. It's gonna respond with all the data. Now I'm gonna create one for post app dot post for create adding a item to our item array. I'm gonna use the same route as items only, request as expense. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the item, whichever is the user is passing from the client side, and store it in a variable called item. This is the request I'm getting, and this is the body. Body means whatever the data is containing here. I'm gonna store it here. Next, I'm gonna push that into the items array. I'm gonna push this item into this item array. This is a JavaScript method. Next, I'm gonna give a response with status of 201, and I'm gonna also send the whatever the item user has sent it. I'm gonna just show it here. If I save it and I'm gonna create a new request, instead of get, I'm gonna go for post. I'm gonna paste the same URL here. Now I'm gonna need a body. I have to send a body here. So let me go for here, and I'm gonna copy this one, and I'm gonna paste it here. And instead of one, I'm gonna write with 4. Item 1 will be 4. I will leave this as it is. You can change it. Now if I send it, see, I'm getting a response with whatever the data I've sent it. Now if I go here and if I refresh, I'm getting the new one whichever I added. So let me show you. I've added this middleware for parsing the income. If I comment it and if I try to send it, try to post, post like I'm gonna change it to 5, and if I try to send it here, let me save it. See, I'm not gonna get any response, and if I try to refresh here also, I'm gonna get it as a null. So we are gonna need to use this middleware. That's it for get and post request for our REST APIs using Express. You can let me zoom out a bit. I think I close the array. You can add your array your own, and you can pause the video and see the codes, and you can try it yourself also. So that's it for get and post methods. In this video, I'm going to show you how to put and delete request for updating and deleting the items I'm using or the data. First, I'm going to create a new route for put app put off. Here what we are going to do is we are going to use the same items, but here we have to send an ID. Using this ID only, we are going to update the item, whichever item we are going to update. First, I'm going to take that ID. ID is equals to request dot params. Whatever the things here it is there, right? We'll call it as a params. Request dot params dot ID. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the index of that ID. Like if the ID is 1, this is the 0th index. If the ID is 2, it is the 1st index. If the ID is 3, it's a second index. Because the array works like this. Let me show you. This is an array. Array will always start with 0, 1, 2 like this. So it will take 0, 1, 2, 3. So first let me find it. For that const index is equals to items dot, there is a method in JavaScript find index. So I'm gonna id and item dot id triple is equals to is equals to id. Now if this index is not is equal to -1, that means it will be from 0 to something. -1 will be less than 0. So if it is not is equal to -1, I'm gonna update the things. Items of index items of index means items of, like item of 1 is this one, sorry, item of 0 is this one, item of 1 is this items, item of 3 is this one, like 2 is this one, like that. I'm gonna take that one and is equals to, I'm gonna keep the ID as it is because I don't want to change the ID, and I'm gonna request the rest of the body here. Then I'm gonna return the JSON of items of index, whatever the items I'm going. Next, if it is not, like it doesn't contain, like this ID is not present in the this array, then I'm gonna give it as, I'm gonna send the response as response dot status 404, means not found, item does not did not found. Like if we send some other ID which is not present here, I'm gonna send it as that item is not there. To check this is working or not, let me create a new request. Here I'm gonna go with put. Here let me copy this, and here we have to add ID. I'm gonna add with 1 only. This is the ID, and in the body I'm gonna change the 1 here. If I will copy, except for ID, I'm gonna copy everything, paste here, and here instead of 1, like leave the item 1 only. I want to change the price to 200. Now using the put method and the item 1, I'm gonna send. See, now ID will be changed. See, if I refresh here, now the price is 200. Now if the ID is not there, like 123, ID number 123 is there, so I'm gonna replace it with 4. And if I send it, see, item does not find. So that's how the put method will work. Now I think you got the understanding of the put method. Now we'll go for the delete route to remove an item from an item array. First, as it is what I did for the put method, I'm gonna create a route. Here also we need the ID parameter. Next I'm gonna extract the id from the params const id. Next, same, I'm gonna find the index of that one, that item, using the find index method. Next, if the index is not present, sorry, the index is present, like if the number is present, id is present in the array, I'm going to use the splice method. It's going to remove this from the array, and I'm going to give the message as item deleted. Also, you can add your id number also using the backticks item id number deleted. Now, else if the item is not present as it is for the put method, I'm going to give item not found. So that's it. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to create a new request. Oh, sorry, I just copied. Let me copy this here. Instead of get, I'm going to go for delete, and I'm going to send the 4 only. Let me try it. See, item is not there. Now if I try for the, let me try the second one. If I send message, I got the message telling item 2 is deleted. Now if I refresh, the item with the second one is deleted. So that is how you use the delete method to delete the array, delete an item in an array. So that's it for this one. You can see the code here completely. You can pause the video and check it out. So in this video we have covered all about get for fetching all the items, post for adding a new item, put to update an item, delete to delete an item. So that's it for the completion of REST APIs with CRUD operation using Express.js. So if you like this video, like and subscribe to the channel will be appreciated. So see you in the next video.